Okay, we're gonna continue where I left off. The phone rang. I don't know how to deal with that right now. You guys can tell me how to fix that when I get back. I'm sure there's a way to block all calls, but I don't know how to do that, and I don't have time right now. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to plug in the number 3, positive 3, into this equation and see what y is. So you do it with me. So it's going to be 1/3 times 3 plus 6, right? So your line should look like that. Okay? And then you're going to either do it in your head, noting that, look at, you have 1/3 times essentially 3/1, right? And so since this 3 is in the numerator and this 3 is in the denominator, they simply just divide out and make 1. 1/3 of 3 is 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. Now you could do that in your calculator as well. Just make sure you practice right now and that you are also getting 7. So one of the questions you might have when you come into class is, I don't know how to put fractions into my calculator. Please make sure that you make a note of whether you know how to put fractions in your calculator or not for the next class that I see you. So our next point that we're going to plot is 3, 7. Here, write this down. Know how to use calculator. Make a little box like this. Write this down. Know how to use calculator. Check that. If you know that for sure that you know how to put fractions in, and leave it blank so when I walk around and check, I can see who needs help with the calculator. And don't be embarrassed by that. It's a skill that we can easily forget, or you may have never learned. But it would make your life a lot easier if you knew how to do that right now. So let's do the last one. We're going to do 1/3 times 6. Are you with me? Writing this down? Times 6 plus 6. So 1/3 of 6, or 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 3. Sorry, 6 times 1/3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 plus 2 is... Or 2 plus 6 is... I'm sorry, look at... Let me see. Good thing I had that key I told you I had. 1/3 times 6 is 2. 2 plus 6 is 8. From my camera, it looked like a 2 from my angle. So that's an 8. So we're going to plot the points 6, 8. And then we are going to plot each one of these points and connect the dots. So go ahead and do that with me. So we're going to have to potentially flip this camera. So for the first point, we're going to do -6, 4. So starting at the origin, okay, you're going to go negative and then +4. Okay, -6, +4. That's where that is. -3, 5. You're going to go left 3, okay, up 5. I'm distracted by my children right now. Sorry. And then we're going to plot 0, 6. So this was the point that in class we struggled with, but I think now that you can see where the line's headed, you're going to know that if it's 0, 6, you're not going to go left or right at all. You're just going to go up 6 and plot. And then you're going to plot 3, 7. So right 3, up 7. You're doing this with me, right? And then 6, 8. Boom. These points should look like they're going to connect and make a line. If one of the points is off, that means that you probably made a mistake plotting, and you can catch it right away. It is 3:51, Columbus Day. My kids have no device today, which they love, right? And they're starting to lose their minds. That's what you can hear in the background. Okay, so when you go to connect the dots, it should be very easy to put the straight line through all of these points. Make sure your graph goes outside of the grid of the coordinate plane, right? And also make sure there are arrows on both sides. It's important because this is a line. And also make sure you label your line. Remember, we talked about that's a really good habit to get into. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I'll get you started on this one. Okay, so we are going to be going to page 20. Okay, we're going to be working with all integers. Remember, an integer does not include decimals and fractions. But what is different about this is they do not give you the starting x values. So what you want to look at is, here are your x values here. And it'd be nice to get 1 in the center, so it'd be nice to put 0 in. So about halfway down, or middle way down, I'm going to put a 0 here. This is new, so it just takes a matter of getting comfortable. They skipped around last time. They did -6, -3, 0, 3, and 6, because those were numbers that when you multiply them by 1/3 come out to be integers. But for this, because there are no fractions in the equation, just go ahead and use the smallest numbers you can. I would do a little bit on the negative side and a little bit on the positive side, but using the smallest integers you can. Integers, meaning no decimals or fractions. So we're gonna do -1, -2.
I gave this to you
and then 1, 2.
it.
I'm making a video. Can you please go? Please go. Please go in the other room. Okay, so let's plug in -2 into the equation. So it's going to be -3 times -2 plus 1. Negative times a negative is positive. So positive 6 plus 1 is 7. You're going to get -2, 7. Okay, then you're going to continue on. So -1, so -3 times -1. You're doing this with me, so plug this into the next line, and then I'll hold mine up so you can check it. I know I said that before, but. So -3 times -1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. So I get -1, comma 4. The next one is 0, so you're going to do 3 times 0 plus 1, which is 1. So you get the point 0, 1. Okay, do the next 2. So you're going to do 3 times 1 plus 1. I'm sorry, -3 times 1 plus 1. -3 times 1 is -3. -3 plus 1, -2. -3, going down the next line, -3 times 2, so -6. So -3 times 2 is -6. -6 plus 1 is -5. Sorry, so I just was filling in right here. I made a mistake. So this is 1, -2 here. 1, -2, and this is 2, -5. So go ahead and plot these points. You're going to wind up with a line. Pause it. And then I'll show you the answer. Okay. So here's what your line should look like. And then I'll come back to the lemons. Okay. How are you feeling about this lesson? I'd like you to put how you're 1, 2, or 3 right here. Make a circle. Okay, I'm going to check this when I walk around to see your comfort level. Are you a 1? Do you understand this? This is no problem. You followed along with me and you got all the right answers. Are you a 2 and you kind of get it but could use more practice? Or you think you get it but you're not positive? Or are you a 3 and I don't get this at all? Which is fine because we'll practice when we get to class. So for homework, I'd like you to complete page 21 and 22. So for homework, page 21 and 22. So homework is page 21 and 22. And I'll see you next class.